What's good? 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 Zay back in the building, back with another video for y'all, man. I know it's been a while. It's been a while. I've been moving, man. I've been doing a lot of stuff. Not moving as an essential, moving out in the sense of moving out. I said an essential in the sense of moving out. No, I haven't moved out yet. I'm still a broke college student, but we still getting to the bag, so it don't matter. But we still got goals to meet. Still got expectations to meet in life, and we doing that each day, every day, all day. Okay, but yeah, I've been doing a lot, so it's been a while. I haven't really been in the mood to drop any videos, but I don't want to make this a YouTube thing where it's like, oh well, I've been gone, da da da. Like, nah, I just had to let y'all know why I've been gone. Okay, so I've been doing a lot, traveling a lot this year, moving around a lot, going to a lot of events. I've been to a lot of events this year too. So I'm already getting past a minute mark, and I don't want to make this video too long because I really want to get into this video, and I feel like y'all want to get into this too. I feel like it'll be interesting. But the video I got for y'all today is gonna be ANDREWSCHULZ and Shits and Gigs. If you know who Shits and Gigs is, they're a podcast. We're gonna get right into that. If you know who ANDREWSCHULZ is, he's a comedian. He has his own podcast with Charlemagne the God, and we're going to get into that, right? So, without further ado, y'all know the vibes. Y'all know how the intro goes. Say it with me right now. We back in the building, man. ZayTrav back in the building. Y'all know what it is. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe. Turn on post notifications because we going up. I'm back on the road. I'm back on the road, man. I'm back on the road, back on the grind. Let's get it. Let's go. We back in the building. And I'm going to start streaming on Twitch again, too. I've been missing out on Twitch. I've been missing out on YouTube. I've been missing out on y'all, man. So let's get it. Let's go. Look. Little video for y'all, man. I think this video is like 20 minutes long. I don't know. I'm making this video long as it is, but my fault. But we getting into this though. Let's see what we got.
Y'all be doing foreplay. Y'all be warming up the mic. It's wet already. Stop making jokes.
Also, I've been a little sick, so bear with me. But who cares if I'm sick? I'm still dropping videos.
Alright, so it looks like ANDREWSCHULZ and his giggling goons are involved in some controversy once again, because a couple months ago they had on these podcasters, Shits and Gigs, who I'm not very familiar with, but I read their audience is mostly women and their podcast is pretty inoffensive, so going on Flagrant probably wasn't the best idea, which they definitely know now because they're getting a lot of backlash and actually had to apologize for laughing at something Schultz said during the show. Which is pretty funny because they're getting more backlash for laughing at what he said than he's getting for actually saying it. And this podcast had happened 2 months ago and nobody really seemed to care at the time because, I mean, Schultz's fans, they know what he's like. They know he makes offensive jokes and he's not afraid to make fun of anybody. So when the podcast first came out, I don't think there's any real backlash because something like this on Flagrant isn't that surprising. You know, I think he would have gotten more shit for this if he had apologized. Like, his fans would have been more upset about that than what he said. So, obviously, he doubled down and he made fun of them for apologizing. Because also, it seems like they kind of threw him under the bus here. I mean, I know he's the one that said it, but the only reason this clip is getting backlash 2 months after it happened is because of something they did, which I'll get to. But also, during this, it seemed like they're fine with what Schultz is saying. Like, they were laughing along with it. It didn't seem like they had a problem. But now that they're getting some backlash, they said they're really in complete shock about it, and they're in fight or flight mode. You know, they pulled a Chad Daniels, and they said they just didn't know what to do. They couldn't believe what he was saying.
I'm gonna skip.
But of course,
because he chatting. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. He was getting to the point.
during the podcast,
I'm
it
sorry.
definitely didn't look like that.
I'm sorry. It felt like he was chatting for mad long.
See a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
Glows up, bro.
I like that.
I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it.
Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their
Nah,
hair.
bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
They grow a
step-
beard
they step their
because
dick
there's
up.
more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of them.
That's hilarious.
I think the black girlfriend effect. It might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Yeah. Do you guys have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh really?
We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
Yo, who gets
That means what?
No. Translation.
Kendrick fans?
Yeah, so they seem fine with the jokes. You know, they didn't have much of a problem with that, but they did seem a little uncomfortable with the question that Schultz asked them at the end, like who they're into more. You know, it seemed like they didn't really want to answer that, which kind of gives away the answer, like Akash and Alex were saying. And this topic,
In a sense, yeah. I mean, but when people don't say nothing, it leaves a mystery. So it's like people just make narratives. So it's like the whole thing with the Drake and Kendrick thing. Like Drake wasn't saying nothing. It leaves narratives that people could just say, "Oh, do this. Oh, Drake ain't this. Drake ain't that. Kendrick ain't responding. He ain't this." Like it's like when you don't respond, it just leaves people time to make up shit. Like, and that's what it is. I mean, it didn't really seem like the joke was outrageously crazy. So I don't really see the issue, but I'm gonna keep letting my man chat. He gonna get to the point.
is why these guys are going through some controversy in the first place. Like, even before people found this flagrant clip, they're already dealing with some backlash. And I believe it all started from this podcast, I'm pretty sure, where one of the guys made the mistake of saying there are no good-looking women in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, I've seen the least bodies so far.
Oh, thank God we ain't from here.
I'm a Texas girl. You ain't offending me now.
That's how you own it. It can be a skinny girl who wears the fuck out of being a skinny girl. And then you got a thick thing who just owns the shit out of being a thick thing. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad.
That's a PR answer.
A PR answer.
They're all beautiful if you have.
I'm not saying everyone's beautiful. I just told you Atlanta's clap. I never said everyone's beautiful. I just said I'm not seeing any bodies here.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's what set people off, and then that made them want to dig.
Hold on. See, now the person that's watching this or narrating right now, I assume him to be a Caucasian man. So he won't know about Atlanta. He won't know. He probably visited, but he not in them circles. He not in the circles that I would visit around the baddies in Atlanta. Like, there's baddies in Atlanta. They probably don't be in that circle either because they're from a whole different country. So they just looking from a traveler's perspective. They're not looking from like the hot spots in Atlanta. Like, they not gonna be in the hood areas. They not gonna be near the hood areas. And you don't even have to be near the hood. They're not gonna be at certain spots that they know, the baddie's gonna be at. They probably don't know. So they probably just assume that there's no baddies because the places they've been to is not lit. They ain't got the baddies there. Like if you know. That's in any city. Like, if you know where to go, you know where they gonna be at. There's baddies in every city. Now, some cities have more baddies than others, right? Some cities have more baddies than others. But I'm gonna call it ISO real quick because I'm gonna really break this down. For example, where I'm at in Virginia, we have baddies, but certain locations have more baddies. Some people will say Hampton has a lot of baddies. Some people will say Virginia Beach has a lot of baddies. Some people will say Newport News, like, etc. This is all cities in Virginia. Some people will say this city has the most. Like, it just depends on where you go. Like, I would say, really, it's the event you go to. Because whatever event you go to, bro, that'll determine the level of baddies. Like, if you going to an event like a brunch, a lot of baddies go to brunch. Go to the brunch in Atlanta. Go to a nice brunch in Atlanta. It's going to be baddies there. But they probably don't know that. They're from the UK. It's a whole different vibe over there. I don't know what goes on over there. I don't know. So I might go over there and be like, UK is lame. They ain't got no baddies. And then somebody from the UK be like, we got baddies. No, no, no. So I feel like they just don't know where to go. And to say there's no baddies in Atlanta, that's crazy. But I don't hold that against them because, like I said, they not from here. That's probably their first time coming to Atlanta. The two women on the couch, they bad. They in Atlanta. They not from Atlanta, but they bad. And they in Atlanta. So you can't say there's no baddies. You can't say that. But, you know, anything is seen as controversy. Anything is seen as out of this world now if you have an opinion on something. So, I don't know. But we're back to the video, man. I feel like I'm chatting once again.
For even more clips of them saying stuff like this, and that's how the Schultz clip came about. And they did find some other ones too, which just reinforced the fact that they were definitely laughing at Schultz's joke. You know, they definitely didn't find anything wrong with it.
She used to watch on a TV show, who was obviously black. She was like, oh, I wish I was her. I'm thinking, what?
Jesus Christ.
She kept on saying, oh, I wish I was black, I wish I was black. I'm thinking,
Jesus Christ.
what?
For starters, if you was black, you wouldn't be getting any black men. So I'm just saying.
That's such a bold statement to say.
I wish I was black.
I wish I was black. Like, yes.
What's going on in your life?
What? Do you know what I mean?
You're white, fam.
You're white.
You're
Just-
winning, fam. To interrupt. What is it with? It sounds like I'm hating on black girls. I'm actually not. Even though I'll come back to it. I used to have such a stigma against black girls because they used to bully me. Anyway, moving on. I'll come back to it. I'll come back. Why do black girls want every type of guy to want to be only with black girls? So exactly what you just said.
Yeah,
If there's a white guy, especially if he's good looking, if there's a good looking white guy fucking with a black girl, it's ratings galore. It's ratings galore, fam. And if a black guy is dating a white girl, black girls are vexed. Black guys aren't vexed. Black girls are furious. Stealing our women, stealing our men, all this stuff.
Yeah, so these clips and the one from Flagrant, I believe.
You know, this is a whole different thing. Now, this, you could be mad at this. The reason why I say that is simply because that's something that's like, it's like, bro, like, what are you talking about right now? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what you mean black girls you hate, like you've been going, like, that's the thing, like, just because the whatever encounters you had with black women been messed up your whole life, don't mean every black woman is like that. And that's the thing with social media, and that's the thing with people on these stupid podcasts. That's why when I start my podcast, it's gonna go up because I'm gonna be talking real shit. I'm not about to be pandering around. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Every black woman is not what you think they are. Just because, oh, black woman bully me, so now every black woman is like, no, bro, no. They just get on these podcasts, they get these mics, and they start saying anything, bro. Listen to what I say. I'm not just saying anything. Like, every black woman is not, it's not just like pissed off because you dating, like, black guys dating white women, or, you know, a white guy dating a black woman. Every black woman doesn't have that stigma or that narrative. Like, there's black women who differ from each other, like, who think differently, who actually don't mind, you know, dating outside a race or dating within a race. Like, it don't matter. Like, so every black woman is not the same. They're not the same. And that whole thing of white woman trying to be a black woman, like, come on, man, like, give it a break, bro. Give it a break. But just because he had a bad experience with black women doesn't mean all black women is like that. So he got to deal with that on his own time. And it is what it is, man. I don't know what this is, but it is what it is. Back to the video.
were all being shared after their Atlanta comments. I think that was the start of it. You know, obviously something started it, because I don't know why people just randomly be taking clips from a 2-month-old podcast to try to cancel them. Like, obviously they upset people, so I believe that's where it started. So then on their most recent podcast, they decided to address the flagrant clip and apologize for it. And they only talked about that. You know, they didn't talk about how the controversy started or any of the other clips people dug up. Probably so they could mostly just put it onto Andrew and make it seem like that's the only reason they're getting canceled. Like, Andrew said something, they just happened to be there, and now they're getting backlash for it. But it really started because of them. But of course, they don't want to address that, because then it would show that they were actually laughing at Schultz's joke and they didn't have a problem with it, and it just make things look worse. But since they just addressed the flagrant clip, they could be like, you know, we didn't agree with that, obviously. We were in fight or flight mode. We were shocked. We didn't know what to do. He was totally out of line. So it's smart for them not to address how this all started, but then also them just focusing on the flagrant clip and kind of throwing Andrew under the bus. Of course, he's going to respond to this and just make fun of them, which they kind of deserve.
And I want to just listen to their heartfelt apology.
Guys,
Yeah.
right, before we get into today's episode, quick PSA, quick acknowledgement. So, if you know, you know. If you don't, that's fine. But we just wanted to address something that's happening at the minute. This past weekend, there's been a couple of clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour. And yeah, there were a few jokes made that were incredibly inappropriate. One specifically pertaining to black women. And in the clip, Andrew was making a joke. I'm not even going to get into specifics. Frankly, like, racist joke. And we were laughing at it. And to give, first of all, before we get into like specifics or anything like that, obviously there's just literally no excuse.
Pause.
There is no excuse.
Agreed.
Pause. There is never an excuse for making jokes. Okay? That is a real statement said by a man. I just want that to be clear. There is never an excuse for making jokes with the boys. Go on. Let's take it serious. Look at how sad he is over on the left.
Like, it is, yeah. Fight is a real thing. And
He is. Do you see how?
say,
We should go back.
We
should go back because he's going through it right now. Look how he practiced this. I'm gonna pick my skin on my finger.
guys.
No. I need you to watch it. Look, he bite his bottom lip. Like, oh fuck, man.
There is no excuse.
Ooh.
And fight or flight is a real thing. Like, it is, yeah. Fight or flight is a real thing, and it's so not easy to say, but when you're in the situations, you look at it through a lens of like, bro, if it was me, I promise you, I'll stand up, I'll kick them cameras down, I'll smack homeboy in the face, I would say this, I'll do that. But when you're in there, you're in shock.
You're in shock, and all you want to do is move on.
Yeah,
Pause.
move on is the fuck.
I've been there. I know what that's like. When you're just having fun and laughing with the boys, and you're like, I just can't wait to move on from this. Don't you know that feeling when you experience the fight or flight and then you just laugh? Does that happen to you guys when you're?
Yeah, I don't really get it though. Like, he didn't say nothing that was bad. He didn't say nothing that was bad. So I don't know. See, that's the thing I'll be talking about too, man. Like, social media really will mess up your whole life. Like, it helps you, but it'll mess up your whole thing you got going on for yourself. Like, now they feel like they gotta apologize. Now the other thing they said on their podcast, Shits and Gigs, they should apologize for that, because all black women aren't the same. You can't just say, I blame black women for this and that and that and this, and they bully me my whole life, so now that's why this is like, no. That you can apologize for. Because black women is not, that they don't control your life, bro. All black women are not the same. All black women don't get mad because a black guy dating a white woman. All black women ain't this and that. Like, apologize for that. What Andrew Schulz did, he ain't really say nothing racist. He ain't call no woman out their name. He ain't call no man out their name. Y'all were sitting there laughing with him. Like, and then you gonna come out with an apology? That's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit, bro. Don't come out with no apology video after the fact and try to be like, I was in fight or flight mode, but you know I had to control it. Like, man, ain't nobody hearing that, bro. Ain't nobody hearing that.
Your body is just being torn with the primal urge to either fight or flight, and instead you just go, ha ha ha. Do you guys ever have that feeling?
I feel like you're making an excuse for jokes.
I'm not. I would never.
That sounds like what you're doing.
Hey, I would never excuse taking two things that have nothing to do with one another and then bring them together to make your friends laugh. I would never excuse that, Mark. Please continue.
Fucking word, bro. All you want to do is fucking move on. Just move on to the next thing. Just move on to the next thing.
move on.
And
So
like
many
we had to
times.
say it a few times, bro. Just move on.
Just move
Just
on.
move
Yeah.
on.
So many different topics. We were like, move on.
Yeah.
It's not even like about pity laughs or anything, but we just wanted to
Get out of that situation.
Get out of there.
that situation,
I know.
Keep the ball rolling, and we thought it was going to be more of like a bros chat,
Yeah,
where
just
it-
Pause.
it- in some
So why don't Andrew Schultz talk to the black guy that's right there with him? The only black guy that's right there with him. We don't care about the Arabic looking dude because he not real. He black, but he ain't full black. He ain't black. Then talk to the man with the dreads that's sitting on the couch that's black. Talk to him and see how he feels. Forget shits and gigs. Talk to the black man that's on the couch right now, bro, and see how he feels, and then come back to us, bro. Cause shits and gigs, y'all, bro, we seen the clip. Y'all were laughing. You was laughing. Told me something. We was really like, move on, bro. Just move on, bro. Bro, y'all was sitting there dying, laughing. And y'all agreed with what he was saying, like, and it's a joke. In comedy, there's no rules. There's never been rules. That's why people say back in the day, if the comedians were alive today, the world would be in flames. Because everybody would be fighting. And the comedians wouldn't give a damn. Because that's what they do. They dare to make people laugh, bro. If somebody joking on you, what you gonna do? Sit there and cry? Joke them back. It's word. Listen. Words should never hurt you. Unless you know somebody is coming with some real angry, vicious, violent undertones with it, and they come with physical abuse after that, then that's an issue. But if it's just jokes, you just joking with your friends, y'all just joking, or somebody joking on you, you joking them back, like, that's it, bro. Like, I don't understand. And he didn't say nothing racist. That's the big thing. He didn't say nothing racist. He didn't say nothing racist. And if he did, like I said, talk to the brother. Excuse me. Talk to the brother with the dreads, man. It's a brother on the podcast. Talk to the brother with the dreads. The only black man. Like, come on, bro.
I thought it was going to be that too. I thought it was going to be one of those bros chats where you just say everything that's polite and proper. I did think.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Once it's happened one time, you're like,
Pause. You know what's mad funny about this is that they had shit that they asked to take out the episode. You know what they didn't ask to take out?
Your racist slander.
Yeah, so those guys apologizing for it.
That's another thing. It's a podcast. You can edit this. Like this video. I can edit this. I could edit all the stuff that I said out of this video. And it could be a whole different video. Like, it's a video. It's recorded. People can edit the video, bro. Like, people in politics do it all the time. They excuse me, y'all, but they doing it now in politics. They cut up these videos and make people seem like they not the person. Kamala's this, Trump is this, da-da-da. Like, they do it all the time. So if you really, if Shits and Gigs really had an issue with it, they could say, you know what, take it down, da-da-da-da. They could have said it over the weekend. Why you wait? Why? I don't understand why people wait to the last minute till people start saying stuff. Oh, man, well, you know, I'm gonna make an apology letter now because everybody got an issue with it. They not. I could go on and on. I ain't,
Definitely just making things worse, especially now that Andrew has talked about it. So they should have just tried to move on from it instead. Because obviously, originally, they didn't have a problem with what Schultz was saying, even up until a week ago, until they got canceled. They didn't have any problem with it.
Exactly. You didn't have a problem with it until people started saying you're canceled. And the reason why I say this is because you were never really canceled. Look at the baby, bro. You're never really canceled. Look at Kanye. You're not canceled. These people are still out here making millions of dollars. They are not canceled, bro. They're not canceled. Okay? Nobody is truly canceled. Once you reach a certain threshold in life, you're not canceled. I don't care what none of these little kids that's viral on Twitter and they making posts and they doing this and they that. You're not canceled. You're not. Simple as that.
And Schultz knows that, so they had to expect a reaction like this from him. Like, there's no way he was going to apologize or try to walk things back, so they probably screwed up here by addressing it. You know, because also I'm sure most of their fans didn't really hear about this, and the fans that did, the fans that are actually upset, obviously this apology probably isn't going to mean much. You know, of course, in their comments, people are talking.
Same thing I said. Apology's not genuine, bro. You just making an apology because you feel like you're going to be canceled. You ain't making an apology for real.
About how the apology wasn't good enough. You know, like somebody said, that apology was not genuine. I'm seeing the other clips of them making jokes and giggling at black women's expense on TikTok. They only apologized to save their views. And on top of that, why not post the apology everywhere? And another person said, that's an explanation, not an apology. And someone talked about the intro. They're like, that's one way to start an apology. And they said it was lazy and dismissive. So apologizing didn't seem to help and probably just made this story even bigger, like Schultz explains here. And luckily, he doesn't know the context. Like, he doesn't know how this all started, because if he did, he probably would have went harder on them. And Akash does bring it up, but he doesn't really go into detail.
I think what they don't realize is because they're young in the game, and we've all went through this. It's like scary in the beginning. You really think you're going to be canceled. You're worried. I'm sure that they have, people that they have to take care of, and they're like, uh-oh, what if I have to go back and I have to get a regular job? Is it all over? I completely have empathy for that. I get that. What they don't realize is by apologizing, you're just amplifying it. Yeah. The people that are upset at this, the majority of them don't even listen to the podcast. A lot of them are probably resentful of your success. And they're like, why the fuck should these guys make all this money? And they're just like reacting to stupid videos on the internet and like telling stories.
They're just friends.
From college.
I'm just friends.
Yeah, I'm just friends. Why can't I have millions of dollars like they have? So but they don't realize that. They really think it's their community. Your community still loves you. Your community still knows you. You are. You're joking. Go out.
So I agree with everything you said, but I think in their situation, I don't necessarily feel like they shouldn't apologize because their fan base is different. You guys are comedians. You cultivated a fan base that are used to edgy jokes. So their fans tuned into the show and heard them talk or laugh about jokes in a way that they've never done before. And so their fans can be disappointed. So it's like, I don't think it's wrong to necessarily apologize in that aspect.
I would agree with you if the reaction to that episode happened immediately after it came out.
And that's what I said. And that's why I said, if it really was an issue, respond immediately. I don't like how these people be sitting up here, I'm gonna wait a weekend. If I, like I always say, if I happen to take off with this and I'm lit and I'm doing this and somebody got something to say to me, first thing I'm gonna do is, if I know them personally, or if I know them, if I can contact them, I'm gonna contact them on the phone. I'm not gonna go on social media and be like, well, let's see what they said about me and wait a whole weekend, see if it dies down, and then come back and be like, man, I ain't like what you said about me, da 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 da. Like, all right, I don't like how this would happen. You got everybody talking this and everybody saying, like, who cares what everybody said? If it's a real issue, just address the issue and move on. Don't sit there, well, now I'm canceled. Now I gotta say something. Like, that's the whole point. Like if it's a real issue, just address the issue. These people feel like they get put on a pedestal where they don't have to say nothing. No, you still have to say something, bro. Or you don't have to say nothing. Like they said, like in Shits and Gigs case, they didn't have to say a thing. They really didn't have to say nothing. They just fell for the trap. The trap of social media and people talking shit and people saying they canceled because they didn't say nothing. Simple.
There was no
Oh yeah.
negative reaction after it came out. This is like a month, 2 months after the episode came out. And to me, that's indicative of somebody who just likes canceling or causing nonsense on the internet. They're trying to like bait people with, you know, the
This is also on the back end of another thing about them. This supports the thing.
Oh.
People are already not liking them for whatever reason. And it's not because of them. It's because they're resentful, hateful, angry, bitter, jealous people who see these guys fucking killing it, being happy, having fun, all over. They're going across continents.
For doing nothing.
Yeah.
Podcasting, like, it looks like it's the easiest thing in the world. And honestly, it's really not that hard. Like,
Yeah, and I'm surprised Schultz would admit that, but at least he's being honest. And he was right about them apologizing. You know, obviously that just made things worse, and they should have just tried to move on from it. You know, I'm sure people would have forgot about it in like a week. But instead, they're just kind of adding fuel to the fire here. And obviously, Schultz was going to respond to this. I don't know how they didn't see that coming. But at least for them, it seems like Schultz is a little sympathetic. You know, he understands they're under a lot of pressure, and they probably have never dealt with controversy like this. But let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. And then make sure you check my Patreon account. There's going to be a new video on there either today or...
All right, we don't care about none of that. That's the end of the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let me know what y'all think, man. Drop anything in the comments. On Shits and Gigs. Drop anything on the comments on Andrew Schultz. And let me know. Let me know how y'all feel about this video. Let me know how y'all feel about the controversy. Like, let me know, man. But other than that, keep dropping videos. Like I said, I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch again. Twitch is ZayTrav, Z-A-Y. I'm still a little sick, by the way. T-R-A-V, ZayTrav, on Twitch, on TikTok, on YouTube, as you're watching this video. And like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. We back in the building. Y'all know the vibes. Road to the 400, man. We still at the 300. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me, holding me down since I've been gone for a few months. And yeah, we back in the building. Y'all know what it is. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. I'm out. Stay blessed. Stay positive.